Hey guys, it's time for our Thursday Devo. I wanted to spend my time today diving a little deeper on what Becca talked about as far as hearing God's voice. I wanted to give you a practical sense and just tell you you're not alone in the struggle. So recognizing God's voice is a process. I spent the last few years, probably the last 4 years, in kind of a struggle of why am I not hearing God's voice? I started thinking thoughts of God doesn't want to talk to me, or I'm not as good of a Christian as my peers. And I think that's exactly what the devil wants us to think. But the reality is, to recognize hearing God's voice is to be in the Word, to know God, to know His truth, and to know His character, and to know that He speaks through peace. Like Becca said yesterday in the live video, the devil is the author of confusion. I also think Christians get frustrated with hearing God's voice because they don't know what they're hearing or what they're listening for. I think a lot of times people think it's like a specific voice, like, I don't know if you've seen Bruce Almighty, but like Morgan Freeman's voice as God. I think we're all like waiting for it to rain down and be this like monumentous moment. But really, most of the time, God's thoughts to us come from like spontaneous thoughts in the moment, thoughts that aren't necessarily something you would say to yourself. They're not analytical, they're spontaneous, and it's part of when the Holy Spirit is in unity with our spirit that God can begin to speak to us. So I wanted to kind of give you some practicals on what I do, because like I said, I've struggled with hearing God's voice, and I know probably a lot of us struggle with that. And something that I do to be still with God is I'll just imagine myself in my happy place, which is the beach around sunset with the waves rolling in. I wish I was there now. But yeah, so I'll do that, and I'm just listening to the shore and I'm seeing God. Sometimes we're like walking hand in hand along the shore, and sometimes we're just sitting there, and I can feel the intimacy, and I feel in those times when I'm able to really connect, still and listening. I'm so in tune to God, and I just honestly just want to see His face. I usually ask that, like, just let me see your face. Let me hear what you want me to hear. Let me know your heart for your people. And so that's one practical way. Another practical way that I do this is just turning on worship music, and I'll just begin to sing and pray, and I'm asking God, like, I'm thirsty for you. I want to know more of your heart. And sometimes I just ask Him, like, reveal what you say about me. And recently it's just been, even in quarantine, like such an awesome thing to be able to be still with the Lord and just ask, like, what are you saying over me? What are lies that I've been believing that is not your truth? It's not from your word, and it's not your character. So yeah, lastly, I just want to kind of give a shout out to this book that's really helped me. It's called The 4 Keys to Hearing God's Voice by Mark and Patty Verkler. I'd recommend it to anyone. It radically changed my relationship with the Lord and my prayer life, and it honestly gave me confidence that I wasn't completely sucking all the time at talking to the Lord, and that He does care, and His heart is to just share Himself with you and be in close communion with you. So yeah, love you guys.